Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the second game of the quarterfinals in the VicaraGaming Open with Alpha Wolves playing up against elite players in combat. What a beautiful first game! Really stellar play coming out of Epic there, and maybe slightly sort of lacking on the draft from Alpha Wolves, not having really any stuns, not having really any crowd control really to lock down, especially the Weaver. Really, you really don't want to let a Weaver run rampant.
Now, it's a lack of, like you say, crowd control, because, like you say, if you allow the Weaver to Shikuchi around wherever he likes, not only does he put out a lot of damage, but you can't get them kills that you need on that carry. You need to lock him down so he can't get that essential farm, which I just don't think they did.
To be honest, even though the Weaver really didn't turn up for most of these fights, the fact that when he did, obviously, he had that DD rune and absolutely tore through all of the heroes. But then we're looking at what situation, even if he had joined those fights, where was the control to try and deal with him? They didn't have anything. They didn't see. There was literally no stun to try and hold him down.
They only had that vacuum, and what's that going to do? I mean, it was getting to the point where even in the team fights without Weaver, Epic was still getting 1 or 2 kills back in every exchange, and Weaver was still getting a tower on top of that because he was off split pushing. It just showed that it just got too heavy for them, because as we saw, it went down to bottom racks while the top fight was going. Warped out, went down to bottom racks, and they just mowed through him.
Yeah, it just wasn't even any contestants with Daedalus plus the Desolator. There was like no time at all before that Rax was going down. Obviously, with the bans, we do get the Viper once again taken away from Alpha by Epic, really not wanting to play against that. The Batrider ban and the same Invoker Ember from Alpha Wolves. They do decide to go for a Treant Protector in their first. And I do like the Treant at the moment. I really do like just how his ultimate works. People very, very much underestimate it because it doesn't do any damage, but oh, here we go. Could we see this game? Could we see a farming alchemist? Are we going to go for the GPM record?
Oh, please not. That alchemist has certainly fallen out of the scene as of late. You don't see him a lot, because obviously it all went back to when his night vision was nerfed, and it really made it so as soon as night hit, you couldn't get a sense of if you were safe or in danger, and it puts you in a position where you have to make quite risky calls when it comes to farming.
Yeah, definitely. But I think really what I feel really pushed him out is obviously when they changed his ultimate so it was health regen instead of just flat health. I think that was a completely viable change. It still gave him an aura of like sort of ability to be used as still was a viable carry. But then Ancient Apparition became so popular that you couldn't play an Alchemist against it because you would just destroy all of his healing.
Yeah, as far as the Alchemist ulti's change is concerned, I really liked it. Apart from when you get put up against an AI, I really like the health regen above the base health.
I think that's the choice. I think they may be running a core Alchemist with the Ancient Apparition just so the other team can't get it. We do get a Witch Doctor coming out of Alpha Wolf Gaming, and if we get this combo, if we get a massive overgrowth into a potential Aghanim's Death Ward, oh, it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, that's one word for it. It's actually quite painful to watch that happen. It's just mow teams down in seconds.
The thing is, you're just if you're playing, you're just watching it happen and go, I can't do anything.
Yeah, I feel bad for them because I feel like I can't do anything. Never mind them; they just sat there like they just can't. They just get mowed down in seconds. Or the Morphling pickup from Epic. I really like Morphling as of late. I felt quite sad when they changed him way back when, and obviously in TI2 it was him and Anti-Mage who were picked and banned in every single match, and then they just both fell out. I'm quite happy he's back. I think he's a really versatile character.
Yeah, I liked the change, especially that he auto-attacks during waveform. The changes to chilling, that really synergizes with Chilling Touch. because obviously you can throw out an auto, use waveform, throw out an auto during waveform, and then get another auto afterwards. So you've got a full 150 damage plus your waveform damage plus your basic right clicks. It and that's also level one shooting touch. Having you don't even want to try and progress into the later levels. So he does a lot of damage if given the opportunity. The bans actually in the second phase did skirt over them. We did get the Dazzle ban, did get the Storm Spirit from Epic, and the Weaver Lone Druid from Alpha Wolves. Really targeting So Sad there. He played a brilliant Weaver in that past game, and we saw on Sunday just how strong his Lone Druid was. And Alpha Wolves once again choosing to go for the Darkseer. So, look at the wombo combo potential. If you get that big overgrowth, you back into the middle, you get that Maledict over all of them, and just look at it go.
And then the Death Ward on top of that.
Yes, you just watch it and just sort of you cringe for them if they get off this sort of combo. You will just cringe for them.
Yeah, it's quite painful to watch. It's never nice watching a team literally not being able to do anything. They can't even skill their way out of it. It's just you have to watch them get massacred. We saw last game that saying all this, the Darkseer didn't really have much of an impact in the last game.
No, I think that was more to do with really what they had drafted. They didn't draft a sort of a wombo combo to go with him. They didn't really draft something that really suited him. A Death Prophet and a Darkseer don't really fit well together, short of getting a 5-man vacuum into the silence. But that really wasn't happening, and I really think that they needed to split. I don't think they should have got the mechanism onto the Dark, so they definitely should have got it on the Death Prophet and got a Blink Dagger very early on the Darkseer, or even potentially a Midas, because you need those levels of the Darkseer. And if you get that 16, and if you've got Midas, Blink, and an Aghanims, there is nothing you can't do. Like, you can absolutely tear through. You can get these big wombo combos with the vacuum into wall and really stick it to the team. And obviously, like you said, got the Enigma as the 4th pick.
I really like that pick. Does the Overgrowth go through BKB? It does, doesn't it? Warlock.
Could we just said that last game there wasn't enough wombo combo for the Darkseer, but look at this lineup.
If they get like a
could you ask for more wombo combo? If you get an Aghanim's Death Ward over a 5-man Fatal Bonds.
Do you know if I get like a Death Prophet or something like that, I'm actually gonna cry. I'm gonna openly weep.
I think it'd be brilliant if there was like, we've already got a brilliant lineup. Fuck it, let's go Meepo.
We're talking about this, but too often you see wombo combos. You have to. Obviously, it's good when it does work, but you have to make sure you hit those 4 or 5-man overgrowths and the 4 or 5-man walls and the death wards, and you have to make sure you make the skills count. Because if you waste them, you've got nothing.
Oh my lord!
Oh, here we go, Faceless. Oh my god. That actually makes my point moot. Because I was saying that you have to make sure you make them skills count. Because if you don't, then they're wasted. But with that Chronosphere,
they're going to be able to layer these so brilliantly.
Yeah, like a Chronosphere is such a good setup.
I'm just going to say, in before first item, Aghanims on Void.
Oh yeah, it worked really, really well.
Right, okay. I've got to say I'm looking massively forward to this game. So I'm just going to really skirt over what Epic are playing, because they aren't quite as interesting. I'm not too embarrassed to say. So Epic, obviously, they do have actually a support alchemist. I like this coming out from Meth. They really do like to sort of shake up the stick, and they shake it up well. And I don't deny that we're going to see some epic things coming out of this team. I wouldn't be surprised to see an aggressive tri-lane with the Morphling and the Ancient Apparition, and leave the Enigma safe lane. Anyway, so introducing the teams, we have a quick swap. We have Meth onto the Ancient Apparition. We have Molex onto the Alchemist. So Sad onto the Morphling. Sarcastic Sapkio onto the Tinker. And Bob onto the Enigma.
Bob.
Meanwhile, we do have a 5-man rotation up into the Epic jungle. We are going to have leading the charge is Purus onto that Treant Protector, Azazel onto the Void, Last Wiz onto the Witch Doctor, Killing Zone taking up the mid Warlock, and Dante once again on his Darkseer. Actually choosing to go for the Soul Ring this game, so we're definitely going to see a mechanism up on this Warlock. And I much prefer how they're planning to run this.
Yeah, I really like those double ion shells.
I actually am very, very worried for Alpha Wars Gaming right now because they've blocked off this camp. They know they are not expecting a they're not expecting a tri-lane. They're expecting an off-lane Alchemist, and they're just blocking up the jungle for the Enigma. This could go very, very wrong because if they leave Send Void back down bottom, it's going to be really problematic. And they're leaving Darkseer up here.
Ooh.
Where are they deciding? This is quite incredible.
Are they going for? Oh, I think they're going for the gank on the Tinker immediately. Or not? Yeah, I think the Void's going to get the haste. So they're looking to get an early gank on this Tinker. Not sure whether this is a valuable use of their time.
Oh, are they going to get a jump? Need to get a slow. I think this will be a first blood.
Oh,
won't be for the Void.
Oh, there's got the Treant Protector, got it.
Yeah. Tinker's already back in, however, but that's a nice start for a tree though, because you don't want to give tree an early level. Now he's got boots and 85 damage.
So they've blocked up the jungle for what they thought would be an Enigma jungle.
And that is a lot of sentries wards which they've wasted. So look at this. So it's a ward here, ward here. They're going to be able to de-ward this ward. So there's going to be no vision of the rune here. They can't de-ward this ward. So they've got no vision to sort of defend themselves against this try. So yeah, Meth already going to de-ward that high ground. And you've really got Alpha was a really difficult position despite that level 1 kill onto the Tinker. Just laser does too much. Especially in that 1v1. However, looking at top, this is what's simply going to happen. Is every time the Darkseer will put a Iron Shell on a creep, the Enigma will just use the conversions.
Yeah, I feel that Enigma is a really good lineup against that Darkseer. Like we were saying last time, the problem that Weaver had was he couldn't clear out that creep fast enough. But that demonic conversion makes it so there's no threat from the damage on the Iron Shell.
Yep.
And those Eidolons put out a lot of damage. So this Void, not getting he's 1 and 0 at the minute. So
yeah, compared to 11 and 7 on this Morphling.
Yeah.
It's like what I was saying, as soon as I realised that they were blocking the enemy jungle, they were really in trouble.
Yeah, I think they just guessed strong.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but obviously it happens. We are going to see an invisibility rune on this Alchemist, so Warlock needs to be careful. He has no way to get out of this if things go wrong.
But the Warlock is...
Actually, no, he can just put his Shadow Word on himself, and what damage is going to come out of this support Alchemist and this Tinker with March? There's not enough damage to kill this Warlock. Actually, they did go on. They did actually have moved on to bottom. There is the Malediction and the Leech Seed onto Meth, but they're just trying to hit people down, and it has pushed them out of the lane, which is very, very, very good. They recognised the Alchemist leaving, and they did account for it. But Alchemist is back. He's got his Concussion charging. He needs to get out of vision, It's going to be the void they're going onto. The living armor is there immediately, and oh, this could be absolutely massive damage coming from this Morphling with the Chilling Touch. And there is actually double kill for the Alchemist. And this tri-lane, just all of the top, just all of a sudden just got flipped right on its head. For Alpha Wars Gaming right now. But as with always the case with the Wombo combo, their combination lies in their levels. So as long as Void can get his Chrono, as long as you can get the 6 up onto the Witch Doctor, you'll be fine. And they are making a very, very clever rotation right now. They're right, okay, Void, we can't help you. All you can do is try and get levels. So we're going to go tri-lane top, and they might be able to get a kill onto this Enigma right now. And there's going to be the Cask, and he's going to fall right now. Very, very smart rotation coming out of Alpha Wolf Gaming. They really fully recognized they weren't able to sort of compare, like sort of trade with that tri-lane.
And it's not just that. I mean, like you said, a good thing to compare is the form coming out from both the solo laners. And like Enigma's sitting on 22 and 13, and the Doxy's on 7 and 3. I mean, if you look at all the last hits, all 3 of the top are on Epic. So yeah. you need to quench that as soon as possible.
Yeah, and there's a nice that kill has pushed Darkseer into the into level 6. So he now he's got a level 1 wall. Actually, he chose to sell his Soul Ring recipe and has actually decided to go for the headdress, moving into a mechanism. So I'm wondering if we're just going to get a very, very early trying to get the Aghanims out of the Warlock. 5 last hits. He's just got such a difficult time up against this Tinker.
Yeah, I feel that we might fall into the same problem we had in the last game, where if Darkseer goes down at all, then that mechanism's obviously going to be useless.
Right, we've got a TP bottom from the Warlock. He wants to use this. He wants to use the Golem, but this ward's just going to scout him out, and he's going to be found. Unless they will be able to get the Cask onto the Alchemist, and then the slow, and this should be enough. Oh, there is the Golem.
Oh, beautiful!
And then the Fatal Bonds. So they could just ignore the Alchemist, kill the Morphling. Actually, yep, they end up getting the Alchemist from the Warlock's Fatal Bonds, and they end up having to send the Morphling out of there. It's unfortunate, really, because they do really want to get more out of a gank where you do expend that chaotic offering, that 165-second cooldown, but you do want that. You do definitely want that Aghanim Scepter up on him, getting those 2 golems.
And this is an interesting move. They've moved Morphling onto the mid lane for a while Tinker does the Ancients.
Oh, we're going to see it go on top. The Black Hole is used and into the concoction. And he should be able to... Yeah, he will fall here. The living armor wasn't enough to keep him alive. And they're just going to keep pushing this. With the Eidolons up, you've got the catapult up there. And they could do some very serious damage. Tinker taking these Ancients. So only 400 gold away from his Boots of Travel. Oh. Look at the damage that comes out to that Morphling when obviously he's got all the Fatal Bonds on him. That is really quite something.
I hate that skill so much. It's just so powerful. Like if you hit like a 5-man Fatal Bonds, it just wrecks everyone. And that's what we're talking about with this Wombo combo. We're talking about if you hit the Overgrowth with the 5-man Fatal Bonds, it's going to, like a Chronosphere. Faceless Void is just going to be basically whacking 5 people at once.
Yeah, the thing is also you got the Chronosphere. Even if the Void doesn't do too much damage, you're still going to have the Witch Doctor ulti at the top of that. Do the golems actually do burn damage? I know they had like sort of an immolation.
Yeah, they still have immolation, I believe.
Yeah, so if you get a double golem, so you're going to have the immolation stacked twice amongst this Chrono. And then if they get a 5-man Chrono and get a 5 Fatal Bonds on that, it doesn't matter how underfarmed this Void is. That Chrono will just win them the fight. So we just got a big influx of items. So we've got the Handler Midas coming down for So Sad onto the Involved thing. We're getting the mechanism up for the Enigma, and we're also getting some boots up for the Ancient Apparition. But the flip side, like where? Oh, actually, this could be. Oh, that is the death of the Darkseer. Nice blast on Ancient Apparition, fully utilizing that ultimate, and now sitting on level 7 on that Ancient Apparition, which is really, really troubling for them. Tinker's just carrying on to farm farm the jungle. Obviously, got those boots of travel, got that soaring, got the bottle, and now it's just going to keep farming away.
Yeah, the farm coming out from Epic at the minute is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, if we look at the gold graph already, it's already over 5,000 with an nearly 5,000 experience advantage in favour of them. There is a big damage going on to the Warlock in the mid lane. The rockets fly out, but only level 2 rockets, not going to do all too much.
It was coming back to where I was saying that when you go for these wombo combos, you have to make it count.
Yeah, they do have the Chrono, but they don't have the Death Ward, they don't have the Overgrowth, they don't have all of the spells. There wasn't, so they're going to use the Chrono, but they just walk into it.
And with that, what
a beautiful chaotic offering from that Warlock. Did he get the Fatal Bonds off? I don't think he did. There was a 3-man Alchemist done. Oh, blimey. They are just wrecking through with... They were sucking the acid spray into a march, and they were just all losing every bit of life they had. It was a nice double kill for the Witch Doctor, which... Did he die, actually?
Yeah, the Warlock.
No, the Witch Doctor actually didn't. The Witch Doctor didn't get a single level out of that fight.
No, the Witch Doctor died.
I think he still died after the team fight. So, really attributing to how many heroes were there, just denied him any experience in that, and that's really worrying because if he got a level 6 off that and double kill, really could have been crucial for this next fight.
It was a shame that they all walked into the Chronosphere. Really, I mean, there could have been so much output damage.
Because if you imagine if you put that Leech Seed out during it, and just had some extra damage coming out from the Witch Doctor on the outside, the Morphling would have just died quicker. Tinker is farming the opponent's Ancients right now. This is just not what you want to try and deal with. The Warlock got a Staff of Wizardry up, but you really have to sort of worry here because the Tinker's got Boots of Travel and a Blink Dagger. The Tinker has 6,500 net worth, followed by the Enigma at 5,100, followed by the Morphling at 4,400. Then we have the Void at almost 3,000. This is a really, really sticky situation for them to be in.
Yeah, you've got three. I'd say three. Enigma's questionable, but three basically core characters with those big. They all have amazing impact on the game, and they're all doubling. Well, Tinker's over doubling Void's farm. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and you're saying that this is how much farm they have, and Enigma makes absolutely massive impact. Actually, they need to jump back up to top lane. They've got 2 TPs coming in. Can they throw out the cask, and can they get the bouncers? That's the question. No bouncers on that cask, and so that's going to be the end of that. It's really unfortunate. Last Wiz really not having any luck with his cast so far, and that was another TP from the Warlock, which was just to save another hero.
They're just not getting the execution that this Wombo combo needs at the minute. Obviously, they don't have all the skills necessary yet. Yeah,
and look at this. When the team leaves, Morphling's here, Treant's here. They need to get a TP in. Okay, they've got half of the Wombo combo. Just jump in, just kill the Morphling. Just kill the Morphling. They might be able to go. I think they're going to try and bait it out. They're going to try and group things together. Don't you? Okay, that's going to be a free kill onto the Ancient Apparition. So that was a nice little kill that sort of pushed them back a little bit. Got the kill up for the Void. So that's 1,200 gold up on him. But now the Tinker's here with his march, blinks into the trees, and what are you going to do in this situation? how can you deal with a March at this point of the game? The mechanism's not up yet for the Darkseer. Treant is only level 5. The Witch Doctor has only just got level 5, trying to deal with Tinker Rocket and Malefice. Actually, the Witch Doctor's just dead.
Yeah, he just blinked on him and lasered him.
And there's absolutely nothing they can do about this. Like, they've got the Treant walking in, but what's he going to do? Is he just going to look at them?
Oh, almost very clever there, keeping the Eidolon up to get Tinker straight back into the fight.
Yeah, but Tinker's just trolling them at the moment. He's just like faking TPs to every single lane. And like, look at the ward coverage they have. It's like Observer Sentry. Let's see, Observer Sentry and Observer Sentry. And right now, they've just got Tinker just pushing out this top tower. They've got the March over it. They've got the Eidolons. They've got a catapult. Really, what more can they ask for in this situation? And look, nearly half of which of his health goes in one rocket.
Bloody hell. It's the effect that a Tinker can have, where you've got a character who can literally be all over the map at once. It almost seems.
Okay, here we go. This is the wombo combo they want to get. They want to try and push them in. A fake alchemist does start ruining their day, and Darkseer's already dead. That's just really harsh for them. And they can't even walk through the marching machine just to try and get through. It took them that long just to kill the illusion of the alchemist. One person died before they were actually able to pick off that alchemist illusion. Oh, could we get a big overgrowth here? Oh, so that is a 4-man overgrowth. Can we get the Void ulti? Oh, stun is there, but the Tinker is outside of it. You do get the Chaos offering on 3 of them, but the Fatal Bonds is only on the Morphling and a Creep. You've got the Enigma walking in, and he's got his mechanism. The Ice Blast is actually not going to be needed to kill the Witch Doctor. He's already dead. The Treant walking through a sentry. Do they have any more sentries? No, they do not. Treant is away. And do they lose anyone? They don't. No, they're just going to creep skip this wave, and they're just going to take this tier 1 tower.
They're really making the character. I think the main difference here is that Epic are making their characters work for them. They understand that wombo combo can be scary if executed, but they just don't seem to be able to get it off. I mean, like you saw, there may be a 4-man overgrowth, but the Chronosphere only caught 2 people and leaving the Morphling outside.
Yeah, and the Tinker just blinks past and just destroys the Void. And look at this! Right, they're just being chased. The Darkseer's just being chased by this Tinker. He was chased actually from all the way around here, and then actually ended up there. And then just, obviously, the Tinker just just was TPing in and out. And now he's got a dagger. This is just getting really, really tricky. And like the Alchemist has got what 1,700 gold. Could be probably moving into that Blink dagger, just getting for that extra range of initiation. And then there's a massive stack coming out for Tinker, so we're going to see a level 3 dagger in a second.
I mean, almost 3 characters are double Void's net worth at the minute. It doesn't look good. I mean, that Alchemist is only 1,000 gold behind, and that AA's more than half of Void's net worth. It's not a position you want to be in.
And now we're just about to upgrade a dagger again, if he chooses to. No, maybe not. Maybe not today. Actually, they're going to go onto the Darkseer, and he's going to fall here. And there will be the Dagon, and another death, and another kill for the Tinker. And we said how Sakyo just absolutely dominated when he played Invoker. Look at when he plays Tinker. Obviously, you saw how he played Puck in the last game. This mid player really is a star player for Epic.
Yeah, he certainly knows how to make his characters work for him.
And the thing, what I really am enjoying seeing is a lot of the time, if a Tinker gets early farm, he will deny all farm to your team. But he's just blinking around and going to the jungle. So he's just farming the jungle, leaving the Enigma to farm his lane and the Morphling to farm the other. And they are perfectly splitting all of this farm and really optimizing all of their heroes' potential. Right, okay. Here is the Wombo combo is all online for Alpha Wolves. I really think they have one shot. If they don't land the full combo, they've really sort of bummed it out. Actually, they're going onto the dark side top. They need to get more TPs in. He doesn't have the mechanism up yet. He's just going to fall anyway. Needs that wand. Actually, falls beforehand. The Maledict, the cask is not going to be able to do it. The Witch Doctor was actually picked off by the Tinker with that massive nuke. The Black Hole is going to be there just for 2 heroes. Actually, not even 2 heroes. The Death Ward and the Chrono being used for 1 hero. And now we've got the Morphling in, and he's going to start dealing the damage. The cask is there onto the Morphling. The Maledict is there as well. The slow. Oh, the bash, and this Morphling should fall. But where's the Tinker? The Tinker's coming back in. He's got his dagger, and these heroes are just going to fall. That is the second Ice Blast of this fight, and Morphling is still trying to escape, and a big dagger up onto the void just to pick him off, and as a triple kill for the Tinker, and the Morphling never even fell.
Yeah, it's some beautiful play there by the Tinker. It's that ability to be able to get out, because I saw him TP to around here, and then he obviously TP back to base, and then instantly mana is already recuperated, comes back in and kills 2 or 3 people. It's ridiculous. It's just so much mobility.
And he's just basically decided, right, I'm just going to leave it. He's leaving it as a level 1 dagger and is just going to go for a Hex instead. How are they going to deal with a Hex now? A permanent Hex onto these heroes. There is absolutely nothing for them to do. Look, Tinker's just coming in here and farming these Ancients. He has taken complete control of his entire map. Even Alchemist is starting to get farmed. He's got his Blink Dagger plus an extra 1,000 gold. You've got the Enigma, he's 500 gold away from a BKB. The Morphling now has his Lincoln Sphere. We're getting the Ancient Apparition, 2,000 gold away from an Ag Scepter. Then we'll look at what we've got. We've got Boots and a Wand for the Witch Doctor. For the Void, we've got a Mask of Madness, Gloves of Haste, and Treads.
I think at this point the Mask of Madness is going to serve him worse rather than better.
Yeah. Oh, this could be really dangerous in the mid lane. If the Tinker decides who wants to TP in, they could have just fell there. The Warlock is only 1,000 gold away from his Aghanim Scepter, but I just don't think that will be enough.
I mean, Tinker's nearly 3 times the net worth of Faceless Void now.
Yeah, and the Darkseid doesn't even have a max level vacuum yet. It's really, really tricky, the situation they're in. And now we're going to have an Aegis on top of this Morphling.
It's just ridiculous, it really is. I mean, I can't see it, like, obviously you should never really say this, but I can't see a situation where Alpha Wolves can really come out on top in the team finals. Yeah. They hit all of their...
Yeah, short of hitting every single one of their ultis in succession on all 5 heroes. But the Tinker is never there. The Tinker is playing this absolutely perfectly. He doesn't stay with the other heroes. Look, you've got the Alchemist up here, you've got the Morphling here, got the Ancient Apparition there, the Enigma there, and the Tinker is here.
It's what we saw on Sunday and in the last game. I mean, they play this really well where they know that if they can't win a team fight, they need to make it up in other ways.
Yeah. Oh, and that's just going to be a death. That could be a death onto the Warlock. And look, the Void is already dead. Instantly hexed. A big overgrowth, but it's not enough. What a big offering, but there is no Fatal Bonds. They used it already on the Void. The Death Ward is going to be there, but the Dagon down from the Tinker will be able to kill off the Darkseid. The Death Ward still just smacking down the Morphling, even though almost killed him through the Aegis, the second Aegis life. The Golem is just trying to go to town on them, but there is a Medallion and he is going to lose all of his health. And that's a 3-for-0 fight with every ultimate except the Void going off. And like, I really is struggling for them right now. And the Tinker's just back in here. He's going to get off that march.
You
And it's
see, now,
really
now Tinker knows that he can be there. Because you've got 3 characters down, so there's no
Or
immediate threat.
even if they do get off the chrono, like he's gonna get off the chrono here. And the thing is, where's the extra damage? The Maledict just went into nothing. The Black Hole hits on 2 with the BKB, and they're just all into this fight. And they're goddamn another double kill for the Tinker, and a triple kill. For Tinker. Can we go even further?
Just a casual hex on that Warlock there.
Yeah, and there is the GG. Congratulations to Epic. They will be going through today. And it's an ultra kill. Oh, the kid could not get the rampage, unfortunately. And massive props to team for the elite players in combat. They really performed well today in the quarterfinals. We'll see them next week in the semi-finals. But regardless of the rest of the tournament, they are through to the Invitational. They will be playing up against, obviously, 4FC, Team Coast, and My Insanity, and some other teams who have performed well, like sort of in the tier 2 regions of Europe. So hopefully we'll be able to see you all next week for the semi-finals. But stay tuned if you want to find out like what we're doing. Obviously, you can follow both of our Twitch channels. Both of them are very, very. And alternatively, you can follow us on Twitter at VicaraGaming. Coddi, where can everyone find you?
I'm on twitch.tv /Coddi12, CODDI12, and then same on Twitter as well, at Coddi12.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for listening to the cast. Obviously, with the best of 3 finishing in the 2-way victory towards Epic. No third game, unfortunately, but if you are still interested, you can pop over to the other VicaraGaming Twitch stream where we have Poppage and Dread Knight casting the other quarterfinals between Random Dudes and Northern Lions. So tune in there for which will be an awesome game. Thanks very much.